in the back, now move to the front. In the back, now move to the front.
Ja, maar anders doet hij niet.
Yo, what's up guys?
Hey guys, what's up?
Yo, we're Syzz, Skyping with ANG on the other side.
What's up? How are you?
Yeah, we're good.
How are you guys?
All good. Thank you.
So I think we're gonna explain Donut for a bit. I hope everyone is tuned in already. We're gonna explain how we made the track together with them and why we call it Donut, of course.
Yeah. And we're doing Q&A after. So if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and we'll choose a few ones who are funny to answer or good questions.
We'll try to respond to everyone afterward. Yeah, will be a lot of questions. Might not reach everyone.
Do you want to say something?
It's better if you start posting the questions a bit later and we start doing the Q&A.
Yeah, just we can read it after.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so let's start with the project.
Wait a second.
Working some magic here. Everyone's looking fresh.
I think this works good. Yeah, so I opened up the project. It's a huge project with... Oh fuck. Oh no. It's a huge project with 160 tracks, which is, I think, the biggest project we ever had. Did you have any project with more than 160 layers?
No. No, yeah, biggest one.
Probably
biggest one for sure.
The most we have is like 120, like max is 110, something like that.
Yeah.
But never. That's why the track's it's cool.
This one was huge.
Yeah.
160 donuts.
Exactly.
That's why. So good.
Okay. What do you want to start with? Shall we start with the break or with the?
Do you want to start with like part by? I think the intro can. Maybe we can focus more on build-ups and drop break. You know, so because intro. I don't know. I think it's just like it wouldn't be a waste of time, but we can get like more input on the parts that really matter on the track for like that really stand out. I mean.
So let's start with the build up.
Yeah, maybe we can start with the first build up or something.
People in the back now move to the front.
So the build up. There's a lot going on because we got the break from ANG, and then we had to figure out the drop, and it was so hard because the break is pretty like trancey, but still it's really cool.
Yeah.
So we had to make a drop that fits, and it fits the break, and it fits our style, and of course ANG's style, because that's the biggest thing of a collab. Yeah, so there's like a lot of FX going on. Is this your signature riser, the ANG riser?
Yeah, that is the signature ANG riser for sure.
Okay, so I think that's pretty loud in the mix. Let me. Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Yeah.
But the FX is not like the most professor stuff. I think there's a kick going on in the build-up which really fills up the build-up.
Gives a lot of energy.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Because if you don't have any bass in the build-up, it sounds so empty. And with I don't know how to explain it, but without a kick in your build-up, and
you miss a lot of mid and a little bit low end. Like it fills up, makes it more direct.
Usually have like a sub riser in the build-up, but that's like just 100 hertz of frequency, so that's like not filling enough spectrum. So maybe a kick just like gives that extra energy and punch to the build-up.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of groovy like.
And of course the snares. But yeah, there's nothing special going on actually. Just the melody.
It's just
the
some
drop
leads, I
is
think.
fading in.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the drop, I guess, which there's a lot more professor stuff going on. Yeah, we had a different vocal before the drop first.
Yeah, Hardwell also played it, still plays it live.
Yeah.
Place
Yeah,
up, trump's about to go down.
Change up, but Reveal requested us to make the vocal change, so that's why Hardwell's and the track that came out is different.
Yeah, but eventually we used which vocal did we use? I think this one, right?
Yeah.
People in the back now move to the front. People in the back now move to the front.
And it's not really special again, but we used we used this plugin to change up the vocal. It's of Isotope vocal synth. It's really easy, but they have like a vocoder, polyfox, talkbox, and without it sounds like this.
People in the back now move to the front.
It sounds like shit. And
Definitely.
that's like I don't know if you guys have the same thing, but you can change up a lot of not only vocals but
Also synths.
yeah, synths, drums and
Yeah,
shit.
I've never seen that. I probably have it, but I've never used it.
No, but not only talking about this plugin, but like with other stuff, you can use processing to make your lead
Yeah.
more original
we usually
and sounding better.
we usually do vocoders and stuff and find some cool synths and just reference the vocoders to those synths. That works pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically the same.
So the drop. Let's start with the drums, I guess. We have the kick.
Yeah, there's like a massive groove going on that keeps the track like dancing. This the kick.
I don't know if the guys on the stream can hear it because it's pretty low. But to be honest, this is just a kick from a sample pack. I think from Splice. But we the original sample is with the attack is not really good. Oh wait.
Oh.
So we cut off the attack of the kick and added our own attack. I think it's the same attack kick from Smuggler and Muscular. I'm not sure. But the kick is not the special part. It's probably the lead and the groove.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
So we have the kick and a tom go on. That's not special at all. The rhythm. But the tom is playing almost the same as the bass line. And this really drives the track because without the track sounds really slow and not energetic.
Gives a special groove to the leads and the low mid parts and creates a pattern.
So this was the track without the groove, and now I will show you with the groove. It gives the track way more energy. Let's go to the lead. Someone's phone is ringing. So we have the main lead there. Oh.
CPU
problems.
I think
Of course.
everyday producer struggles.
Okay, so it's a lead in Serum, but there's a lot of processing going on, like a lot. I can show you without processing. So I think the most important processing here is going on in the distortion. We use Fab Filter Saturn a lot. I don't know what's going on right now, but Isotope Trash also. They have a lot of presets. We can, I don't know a lot about Isotope Trash, but the presets are really good. So I just scrolled through some presets, and then suddenly it sounded really good. So because I personally think you don't have to use everything you made yourself, so you can use presets. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, like mostly you can find some cool presets, and I think that is an extra like boost of inspiration for you to create your own sounds. And maybe you can tweak some presets. You know, that's the cool thing about like all these VSTs and like crazy plugins, that you can just create any sound you want based on a preset that's already there. So that's what we like about
and
presets,
I mean, if it works, why not use it? That's like the main thing. Like, you don't need to go out and create your whole sound if what you have there works. And I think we're exposed to tons and tons of presets. So why not just use them?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I agree fully with you. So we have the main lead, but the main lead isn't sounding as good without the volume shaper, the LFO actually.
Like shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fat lead, but it sounds nothing like with the LFO.
Exactly.
So how did we come up with this? I think I downloaded. There was a discount of volume shaper, so I thought, let's buy it. It was only 20 or 30 euros, and play around with it. And then suddenly, I think I clicked something wrong, and I came upon this, which was an accident, but a really cool accident because
a great mistake.
Yeah, I think always when we, like most of the time when we're working on the studio, we just like click something wrong and it just sounds really amazing and it gives a whole new perspective of the track. So it gives a lot of new ideas. So mistakes, I would say, is like the #1 source of ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the best ideas are born with by accident.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to hear, but I think most of the producers like stumble onto like just crazy mistakes, and it's amazing.
It's just satisfying when that happens, when you by accident create something you never wanted to create, but it just sounds amazing on the track.
It's so
the best feeling. Yeah, so satisfying. For sure, so satisfying.
Yeah, and of course it doesn't have to sound as good in the beginning, but
of course
you can get triggered by it, and then you think, oh yeah, shit, I need this or I need that, and then it sounds even better. And
that's a cool thing.
That's how you get your unique sound. And that also, a lot of producers ask, how do you get this or how do you get that? I don't know, man. It's just an accident. And also because we keep trying, I think how many versions of the drop did we make before it was this one?
Oh, I remember Ryan sending some versions on WhatsApp, and I was just like, I don't know if this works, because the break is, it's unique, and it's I was thinking that it was gonna be hard to nail a drop because I couldn't imagine a drop, and then you guys sent this and like the idea, and it was amazing. There were like maybe about what like 3 versions at first that didn't work. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
We were just ready to throw this melody away, but it was so good, and we've had such positive feedback from a lot of people that we just were glad we contacted you, Syzz, and we nailed this drop because the outcome was amazing, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the final result was good, and Ardwell signed it, Ardwell played it, Martin Garrix played it, Chester played it, Dash Blin played it.
Last a lot of people are supporting this.
Yeah, a lot of good reactions. So we can move on. We did a little
switch.
Switch gimmick. We thought it was cool to switch it up and lower the BPM and move on to Moomaton. So a little bit laggy, I don't know why. Probably because I'm Skyping and using Ableton at the same time. But
The only thing that changes, it's the same sounds, just the melody and the kick, right?
yeah, no, not even the kick. It's just a BPM.
But also, I think the bass, or like the bass,
Like just the attack of the kick is a little bit like less punchy.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, it's a different kick. It's a kick from Cymatics. You were right. And I
think there's like a reggaeton kind of percussion. I think I saw it on the project. But either way, I mean, it's just the percussion that does the rhythm, so it's not anything like professor stuff that you say.
No, it's really easy. A lot of samples. We use the Cymatics Fast Head. I don't know why. Okay. So the break, you can explain that for the most part.
Yeah, we can. I remember we were making this. I think this break is like 1 year old.
No, more. Yeah, I think it's 2 years old.
It's not 2 years. It's probably more than 1 year. But I remember we were just sitting in the studio and wanted to create something like have that main stage vibe, but still had like a cool twist, you know, something original. And that's why we used the glitches and stuff. And we started working, and the leads came out like really perfect, bonding together. And we have a lot of different leads. I remember we have like square leads, and which those use a lot of space in the mix, and also some really powerful like saws. So that's really helpful. And maybe like what I would like to tell like overall of the break, it's not like maybe explained part by part, but what a lot of people struggle on breaks and like giving that full spectrum sound for the melodies is you need to EQ properly. You know, that's the key of having a proper mix. Because like, what do you guys think? Because a lot of people just put a lot of basses or a lot of leads that are covering the same frequencies, and they sound a lot like muddy and like, I don't know, like really full, but not in a good way. So that's one of the main things we focused on this break, just making it sound like really full and clean. And the glitches, they're really cool. As you can see, there's a lot of automations in the project. And the glitches are actually samples. Just like we chopped a lot of samples that just popped up. And we came out with the ideas, as Gabriel was saying, with the mistakes and everything. Like, you can explain a little bit of that.
Yeah, like, I mean, I believe the glitches are a really important part of the track. They make it more like dynamic in sorts, as well as what Arturo was talking about. The EQing makes this melody like full. It makes it cover all of the aspects and all of the spectrum that it needs to cover, and therefore it sounds full. When someone hears it, it sounds like a full melody. It sounds like an explosive melody, and that's some of the problems we get when we receive promos. They don't sound like so energetic like we came about with this melody. So I think that was the most important part of this break.
Yeah, and the mix between the synths and the glitches is really important too. But that starts coming out together when you're working on the track. But like, as I said, the glitches are, you can see they're just samples you can find on sample packs.
I can show
them.
And
sometimes you just,
I can show them
you can show it to them. And it's like, you can show it to them like part by part, so they can see how a glitch comes together.
Like this part. It's really weird, really weird. But when you send it over, because I like to keep my projects really sorted, really organized.
Yeah.
But when I got it from you, man, I just had to.
Yeah, it was. it was all messy and stuff. But yeah, it sounds good. I mean, it's messy. You can see there's like sounds on top of each other, and you can't really tell what it is, you know. So it's once you hear it, it just blends perfectly, and that's what we like a lot about this track and working with the glitches. We'll probably do some more in the future, but
yeah, for sure, we'll work with
what
that
else
as
do
well.
you guys wanna? I mean, the earlier part of the break is just plugs, simple things, nothing special, nothing really hard to achieve, you know. And it's a down tempo, which Syzz came up with that idea, which was pretty cool to like transition the Moombathon part with that like tempo into the break. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we just did it because it's really weird to change the BPM from 110 to 128 in like instantly. So that's why we just really simple, just to not fuck with your ears.
Yeah, sure.
And how did you come about with the Moombathon? Like,
I think Brian sent me the idea. He was just like messing around. He was just like, "Yo, this sounds dope," and I was like, "Yeah, we should totally do that," because Moombathon is really popular now, and that reggaeton vibe, and I think it gave a cool vibe to the track, I guess.
Yeah,
cool twist.
We just came up with it because after the drop of about 30 seconds, we like to do something else. Not go to the break, so we did. Like we first started out at 128, but with a different kick and then different melody. But yeah, we thought, fuck it, let's try to do it at 110 BPM, and make like Boomathon, or I don't know. We tried a little bit of different kick patterns, but it didn't work out. But the Boomathon part sounded really good, and we knew Hardwell likes Boomathon because he played it in the past. So we thought, maybe he likes track, and this can convince him to sign it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. And in the end, it sounded amazing. So, and it works on dance floors and stuff. And we tried it a couple of times, and people just went crazy. So that's a good sign for sure when you're working on tracks.
Yeah. So is there anything else to explain?
Yeah, if you guys want, I can go through some questions. Like you can talk into all of you who are watching the stream. If you want to ask any specific production questions,
just go. Let's go with production now, and then we'll do Q&A on different aspects of whatever you guys want. But let's do the production part right now.
Yeah. So now that we have the project and open and stuff, you can ask whatever you guys want. And I think the most common question was the leads and the drops, because that wobbly LFO thing is unique and cool. I think that's what gives the uniqueness to this track, for sure.
Yeah, I can explain it again. Let's go to the drop.
Yeah. Lead processing in the breakdown. Basically, it's just for processing we use like the average processing we use. It depends on the sound, of course, but EQing just the way we want the sound, you know, in the spectrum, cutting the frequencies that we know they won't work because the annoying frequencies or something. And as you can see, there's Camel Crusher, Overdrive, and that's about it for processing. Like there's EQ, and you can see some delays depending on the. But that's extra, you know. That's like extra details that don't matter on the. How can I say it? Like the main sound, but to blend it on with like more parts. So, you know, the reverb and the simple delay, they're like automated, so the glitches can come on. So they just dry it out, and the glitches come, and then they come back. But mainly processing is just distortion, overdrive, Camel Crusher, which is the same distortion, and EQing. That's basically it. And reverb makes a lot of difference as well. So
yeah, and I think it's all about choosing the right sounds, because sometimes you can EQ or process your sounds a little bit different, so they sound better or different, but you can't turn trash into something good. You have to do something good already, and of course layering will improve it, EQing will improve it, like the reverb will improve it, but yeah, you have to choose something good.
And you have to know how to play like the layering game, know what to apply where, and where and which ones mix with one another, and so that's the main part, because you may have two leads that sound well individually, but you need to apply the same level of processing and mix them together, because if not, like they say, it will sound like trash.
People are asking a lot about the kick and bass and the drop, the mixing on that.
Okay, we'll show that.
Because it sounds, they're saying it sounds like really fat, and they want to know how it blends together, and the processing, and how did you mix the kick.
Yeah, okay, so let's start with the kick. The kick is actually a attack and almost a sub, like a sine wave. So the bass line, the sub continues over the whole drop actually. So we don't need a sub bass or something, I don't know, that improves the low end of the track, because we have the kick that fills up the low spectrum.
Yeah. So it's only 2 layers of kick, right? The mid, top, and the low, or it's 3?
No, it's 3. The low part.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the top, mid, and low. That's a really cool thing to do, because most people just use a kick of a sample pack or something, and they don't tweak it at all, and they don't like add any layers. And sometimes it sounds flat when you do that, because usually sample packs kicks, like big room kicks and stuff, they're really like over compressed, and they kind of don't melt good in the mix. Sometimes they do, depending on the track. But what I'm trying to say is that there's not a certain formula to achieve a sound. You just need to like see how the track is working and building up, and work around that.
Yeah, you need to learn what sounds good. So
exactly,
I can show you. We always have at the top of the project, we have reference tracks. So we can check, like this is a hard one, Blasted Jack is Going Crazy track, which sounds really, really good, and
especially the low end of the track is like really sick.
Yeah,
the kick and the bass.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, one of the most important parts of a club track. That's why we have always a reference, and when you have a reference, you can check. So the reference track, what's sounding good, and what am I missing in my track? So what do I have to change up in my mix or in my percussion? I don't know, to make it as good as the reference track. And when you produce more and more, you start to listen or hear it yourself. And
that's.
So
we
will show it the kick with the bass line now.
And also they're asking about the drop pattern. A lot of people about.
Yeah, okay, but
I think
we'll start with the kick and the bass line first.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's not really special. The bass line doesn't have a lot of low. So we cut the bass line at 70 hertz. 70. Oh, don't blow in your mic.
Why did you do that?
Nice ear rape.
What?
You just ear raped
Sorry.
everyone here.
Yeah, you blew in your blow. But we have something else that's adding a little bit to the low. I think it's this one. No, it's not this one. I think it's this one. So when we remove this from the drop, it's a little bit empty because you don't have the lower mid frequencies. It's just a gritty bass line kind of thing, and it
Makes it more raw.
yeah.
Gives it the edge. A little bit more nasty.
Exactly, and you want it nasty. When you have to drop, you want the bass phase, like the fuck, and you don't want the shit. So that was the kick and the bass, nothing special.
Oh, just a good rhythm, good kick.
Yeah, exactly.
I just saw your reaction on the stream.
And
Oh shit.
the groove pattern in Ableton itself.
Is there a group?
I think there is, right? Here. The swing.
Yeah.
Yep. There's
Yeah, exactly.
there's a swing.
It's just, I think most FL users can relate. I think they all know what it is because they're always talking about that. Yeah, it's just a swing. You can in Ableton you can if you guys want to show them, but you can also modify the swing on the VSTs on some like Spire and
You can do groove on everything with the MIDI pattern, and you can apply groove to samples who are warped. So yeah, that's a little bit different. You have to look it up, but really easy actually to get a groove. So normally it's none. So if you want the groove, you just select the MIDI channel. Click here on the groove. What's it called?
the groove pool.
Yeah, exactly, groove pool. And you have a lot of different things. I don't know what it is, but you just go to swing. For most of the dance music tracks, you choose for the swing 16, and then how extreme you want it. You can apply
Yeah, it depends.
55, but that's so extreme. It's
Yeah, 75 is just like kick bass.
like
You know that
it's really weird.
Yeah.
But I can show the track without the swing. Wait a second, swing. So you have to apply the groove to every channel. You can just select everything and then put the groove in. But this is track without the groove.
Uses a lot of that, like energy for sure.
Yeah.
No, and like
The dance
for
part.
example, this track, this track doesn't have a lot of groove. You know, it's not that notable. Like you can actually, it would sound different if it doesn't have. But there are a lot of tracks that if the groove is removed, you remove the whole like vibe.
Basic, yeah.
It's crazy how much of a difference it makes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the what did they want it? The drop.
Pattern.
They're asking.
The drop pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, show the MIDI and
Exactly. Yeah, the MIDI.
The MIDI,
I believe.
MIDI isn't that impressive because it's all about the LFO.
Yeah, the LFO and the pitch bend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pitch.
So this is pitch bend. You guys probably don't see it, but it's really weird. I think. So you. Wait a second. So the pitch bend adds a melody to it, and when you remove all the different slopes, you can see how it started out. It started out as a really simple pitch bend going down from almost an octave up, like this. But that's really weird. So we had to find out what was weird and what's not.
Yeah, of course.
I can't really explain it. It's just
playing around.
It's just yeah, exactly.
You just need to go it by ear.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
and just try things.
like we
experiment.
were talking about accidents. It's just all trial and error, and
Exactly. Yeah.
just
That's one of the basics of production: trial and error.
exactly. So you have the pitch bend, which is important, and the LFO. We showed already, but we can show it again. Without LFO, it sounds like this. But with, it sounds like this.
What else do you guys?
They were asking about the kick in the Moomathon part, but I think there's not much to explain about that because it's just a sample. Like you can find it on the Somatics pack.
I can show it to them, but
Yeah, it's nothing special.
Maybe
it's a bass line with a little bit more distortion. Maybe we edited it. No, we didn't. Just we put in the sample and that's it. So for the people who want to use it, it's in Somatics pack. I think trap drums or something. I don't know. Of the one. Of
Yeah,
the
there are a lot of packs that you can find those in for sure.
Yep. And
Somatics.
the Moomathon part gets its groove because of the sample. So you have typical Moomathon sample.
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about.
Like the basic reggaeton kind of
Yeah,
and
like a dembo.
yeah.
Yeah. So when we remove that, it sounds like this. Really shit. So I think we did all the important parts of the track. Maybe someone else has a question, but
I mean, always you guys can always just, if you missed something. I think I don't know if the stream is gonna still be up, but you can always send a message or something, and we'll try
Facebook page or email. Yeah, we always try to reply.
If I'm right, it will stay on the reviewed Facebook page, so you can watch back whenever you want.
And you can always
you guys can watch it exactly.
You can even message us on Facebook or send an email or your own tracks, feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's do the Q&A.
Start with a Q&A. Let's do this for...
Ask us whatever you want, guys. Send them.
Okay, let me try to get some questions. Yeah, just drop some questions in the chat and we'll try to answer them all.
Asking where you guys found it. I think he's talking about the samples.
She was talking about the kicks.
Yeah, both kicks. Oh no, wait. The Somatics one was from sample pack, but the kick in the drop is from Splice. I think it's from what's it called? I can look it up. From the Battle Royale sample pack, one of those.
A guy is asking what is Moomathon. It's a genre.
Right?
Yeah, the music genre. When the part that goes down on the track, like BPM goes down, that's a Moomathon.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Recommendation on sound banks for groove/big room house. What I would say, Spire has some great sound banks. You can find some online, and also silence. You can like we use a lot of the cashmere one to like fill up some layers. It's really good. The silent cashmere one. I don't know, what do you guys recommend? Some serum. They work really well.
Yeah, we use a lot of serum.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a lot, but like you see in the project, we use a lot of serum. You is struggling.
Yeah.
So yeah, we recommend to not use more than like 5 serums. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Or you have to freeze them.
yeah, like freeze or bounce.
Yeah. But you can use a lot of samples too, especially for groove tracks.
Yeah. For bass lines.
Mhm.
Yeah, for groove the percussion is really important. And exactly bass.
Here's another question.
How much
Yeah.
did it take you to make the final product? I think there's no time frame for this one because we started like a year ago.
Yeah, let's say
something
yeah.
like that.
Let's say since we, this track, like since the first sample on the project was laid down, it's almost a year and a half. So
Yeah, okay, but I think we have to split it up. So you guys made the break.
yeah,
I don't know
let's
how-
say we made the break. It was really quick. We made it in like 2 days,
And how long
and
did we
the drop took a lot of more time for sure.
Days?
Yeah, maybe we did about 5 days or something. About when we had the idea of the drop.
It went pretty quick.
Yeah.
The making the ideas, like
Yeah,
making the right ones.
I think we were
Yeah.
like, busy with it for 1 week, and then we found the right drop. I don't know.
Yeah, I think making the idea took more than a month or something, maybe.
No, definitely.
Like throughout a month.
Yeah,
It was long.
Yeah, but like
But-
sending the ideas over you guys and then getting feedback and then it was not good and then we
Yeah.
make something.
Exactly. Let's see. What else?
we can show
What
the
else
master
do we
chain.
think? Oh yeah, the master chain. How much limiter? What we're limiting using the master?
Let's
We basically have three master chains because we also have three master because we worked on like 2 projects, like our drop project and like their like Angie's break project. So we use their master to keep the break like good, like how they made it. So it's like still their
So I guess this is the ANG master.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can show. It's almost all well, I see it's all Ableton plugins there because you turned on the sausage fattener. But yeah, as you can see, we have multi-band dynamics, and we cut the lows on some high frequencies over there on the EQ and some basic EQing, glue compressor, and a limiter. But it's really simple, and actually that master chain is super loud. So you can just, if you work on Ableton, you can just copy it for sure, and maybe just
Tweak it
experiment.
your way.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, take a screenshot and copy this master chain.
Yeah.
But be careful because it's too loud.
Then we have our master, which is not special at all. We have this is just a washout filter, which we use for the build-ups. I can show you what it does. So that's just for building up tension, but that has nothing to do with our master chain. It's a final master of the track.
We just cut off the
Yeah.
ice and then we put sausage fattener and like that's our master chain, I guess.
No.
That's the pre-master.
Yeah. Sausage fattener is just like a limiter for us.
Yeah.
It does make it a little bit fatter, but it's not. It's on 0%.
It actually works as a limiter.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
but yes.
Now, here's another question more
still doing the master.
Yeah, sorry.
On the master, the main master, we boosted a little bit of highs.
Yeah.
Because it sounded good. Or do you have an explanation for it?
Just to give it a little bit more highs.
Yeah. And the invisible limiter, I think it's doing nothing again.
It's just limiting.
Yeah.
Because the pre-masters are already getting limited by the sausage fattener, and then we boost a little bit of high, and then you still have to put on a limiter for that.
Yeah. So the master chain of you guys and of us, of our master chain is not special at all. It's just the mix down has to be good and loud, and the master only prevents from clipping.
Here's another question. You guys done with the master thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think this one is important. Can you give tips and suggestions for newly producers to understand different changes in sounds? Like, you recognize many errors on this track. So like, how do you train your ears? I would say just practice and mess around with stuff, you know? It's just like experimenting with sounds and see what sounds good, what sounds bad with what, and just takes a lot of time, you know? You just need to like work a lot in the studio and really stick to what you want to do. And I think that's the only way you're going to be able to find. Because I can tell you like, this works with this and this works with that, but you can always find new things that maybe I don't know, or Syzz doesn't know, or Hardwell doesn't know, you know? So there's always new things, and each producer has its own like working mode, you know? So that's the most important thing to know, that there's no formula at all in order to create
just whatever works for you, man. Like, just try and listen to music, and whenever you're listening to music, like on the bus or on the car or wherever you are, just try to look for details and try that's a good way to train your ear, because music, we're exposed to it on a daily basis. So just like try and always look for that.
Yeah, put a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, and I think our main tip is to like I said already, use reference tracks. Compare your track to a different track from a big producer like Hardwell, or
that's there.
I don't know what style you make or
good tip
what you are, but so you can easily hear like what is wrong with my track.
If I'm losing or like missing those, is my high or hits for them. You can even see it on the EQ, like difference. You can even go to Isotope and do a match EQ, and it will show you what are you missing. Do I have to hit, or do I have to lower my highs? Like, you can see the difference.
Yeah. So when you want to look what Ryan just taught, just type in, I think, Isotope match EQ, and there will probably be a tutorial of it.
Yeah.
Here's another one regarding more the label stuff and not the production. Is good advice is to impress big labels and how to work with them for young and novel producers. I would say make unique stuff, you know, like try to think outside the box, because that's what labels are looking for. So basically just try to make something that no one has ever done, or maybe try to base your idea on something that's actually done, but put your twist to it, you know, add your like signature, and that's how you're gonna get an attention from a label. Also, to reach out to labels, you need to meet a lot of people. I think we've done it, like, and Syzz has done it, ADE, Miami Music Week, some conferences, even in your own countries. There are always like things going on, you know. So you have to meet new people and try to get your name out there, also by not only social media, but just like to go out there and try to
you have to
another
collabs,
you know,
collabs will help you.
Exactly.
So if you do a collab with someone else who knows I don't know, a label or something, and then that will help you. But I think we have to move on a little bit quicker to the questions because of 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Another thing I just really quick, be clever on what you are sending. Like, you need to see what the label is releasing and the sound they want and the sound people want, the market, the consumer wants. So you just need to be clever on what you are sending to each label and what the artist plays. So that's one of the most important things, being clever.
You guys have any? You found any questions, or should I go with another one?
I
I don't know. I think
Here's another one. How do you EQ your drop leads, and how do you make them super wide?
I think we already showed it, right or not?
Yeah, I think we if you go throughout the project once we finish the stream, you can already check that out for sure.
When the stream is finished, you can
look it back.
Yeah, watch it back on the Reviewed Facebook page.
Yep.
I think.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm just trying to see another question, but I think you will always work with the same sidechain throughout the song. I would say no. I think like maybe the same reference, ghost kick or whatever you use, but maybe just add different threshold or edits depending on if you want the sound to stand out a little bit more than the others. So it depends on the sound, you know.
Yeah, most of the time you have like a deeper sidechain on your bass lines than on your leads because you need to make space for your bass lines and the kick to match with each other. And then you have like chords. If you have like a break or a melodic part in the drop, there you have like more sidechain than the top lead because the top lead is out.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay.
A question about how did we come up with Donut?
The name, of course.
Yeah.
The name, of course.
Oh wait, he's talking. I think about the track. So you really, in short, you send us the break, we send you the drop, and that's how we collabed.
Yeah, we had this break. We were talking about working on a track, like an original track, and we had this idea. I sent it to the guys from Syzz, and they loved it, and we started working together, and it was born. And I think we should, just as a fun fact or something, we should like finish the stream maybe with how did we come up with the name, because people always freak out and they're like, why do you name your track with food like names, and it's so weird. So
it's original.
I think it's cool. Like,
yeah, it's really original.
Even though the track doesn't have anything to do with a donut, it's just a cool way to like
get attention.
What would you guys say? I remember we were Skyping and we were just throwing a bunch of names, and I don't know who came with the idea, like donut, and we all loved it. You know, it was.
But I think that's
cool.
That's because everybody loves donuts, right?
It's also
exactly
because when we go to the studio, this always comes with donuts. We go to like the supermarket, then we're getting like food, and he's like, oh yeah, let's buy some donuts, and he like buys like 2 times a week almost.
No.
Like at least once a week he buys I think 5 donuts.
Yeah.
And then also with all the nice colors on it, and then I get 1 and he eats 4.
Why not?
Our next track I think will be named Kapsalon.
If you're ever going to Holland, you have to try Kapsalon.
Yes.
They made us try it. Wow, that was amazing.
I think we answered quite a lot of questions. I think it's a good time to finish up the stream for now. So go and check out our social media, also ANG, follow us on Instagram, download and stream the track, of course. And thanks for watching, guys.
We're already in the 24th spot on Beatport, so let's try to get that higher.
Nice.
Help us out and go grab your track. Link. Do you guys want to leave a link in the comments one last time so people can go and stream it and get it?
Stream it, buy it, whatever you want, guys.
Have fun with it. Have fun with a donut.
Yeah.
Exactly. So okay, guys.
So guys, thanks
for
for
tuning
watching.
in.
See you later.
Thanks for joining me, guys.
Alright, thank you guys. See you. Goodbye.